Hey everybody, this is Story Dude, and I exist to read and to comment on these stories on the internet. And if the universe has brought you here, then that's probably for a reason. I don't know where I'm going with this, but you're here and I'm here, and let's do it. Let's get into these stories and let's dissect them. Let's see what life is all about, huh? My 34-year-old husband is a 40-year-old man. No, I'm sorry. I'm a 34-year-old woman. And my 40-year-old male husband tried to trick me. My husband and I have been separated since before our youngest was born due to his heavy drinking. I moved myself and my kids into my mom's house and told him he isn't seeing the kids if he's had a drink. My husband seemed to take this as a wake-up call and regularly sees the kids a few times a week, apart from the baby. We both seem to be communicating better than we have for a while. My husband invited me out for a meal for our anniversary, and I was really happy to go and get a break from the kids. Dinner was fine, and we had a laugh. We got home, and as we were getting ready to go to bed together, I walked in on my husband putting holes in the condom. I immediately left, and he tried to chase after me, saying we're at our best when we're expecting. I couldn't even answer. This was a week ago, and I still haven't spoken to him, and I don't even know what I would say other than slap him as hard as I can. What should I do? Looking about, I'm concerned he's done this before, especially with my 7-month-year-old. Oh my god, sorry. I'm just like mind blown here. The 7-month-year-old was completely unplanned. It threw me in a whirlwind. My husband persuaded me to continue the pregnancy, even though I wasn't quite ready for the third child. Oh my goodness, OP. I am so sorry. And yeah, you got to get out of this relationship. I mean, I couldn't believe what I'm reading, and I feel physically hurt reading that. That is really rough. Well, stop having sex with him to start. I would transition this separation to a divorce. Reproductive coercion is abuse. Yeah, it is. I have to say, I'm like, my mind is blown because I hadn't even considered this kind of abuse before. I guess people do this, and this is just it's too crazy. And yeah, I mean, obviously, as most of the comments will presumably state, OP, you've got to get a divorce right now and get out. If this is real, then you know what you got to do. That's pretty psychopathic of him. Divorce. Reproductive control and coercion is abuse, period. He was trying to manipulate you into staying because he has no intention of dealing with his actual issues and saw knocking you up as the easiest route. In a format that you can present to a lawyer, please write down what happened from your perspective. If you send an email to a lawyer and yourself, it will be date stamped and can be potentially be used before the courts. Verify with the lawyer. Similar, try to get it in writing that he confirms he tampered with the condoms that night along the lines, we're at our best when we're expecting. With that info, make sure to mention to your lawyer that if it makes you suspicious of your third pregnancy. Providing this information to the lawyers and courts should help you with the separation and divorce process. He needs to be cut from your life as a romantic partner and as a parent. He has lots of steps before I would allow him unsupervised overnight access to the kids. Yeah, he sounds like an absolutely terrifying person. The comments are saying to never have sex with him again, and I agree, but I'm also going to take it one step further. If you can get on a form of birth control he can't manipulate, do so immediately. In addition, divorce him. If you don't, he's basically going to win every argument by impregnating you, which makes him think you will stay. I mean, being a father myself, I just can't imagine thinking of having a child as being like an easy solution to anything. It's like having a kid is like the hardest thing ever, and it causes so much extra strain in a relationship and monetary strain. You know, you give up a big portion of your freedom, and I can never imagine taking that and using it as a means to an end. It really blows my mind and makes me all the more believe that OP's husband is a complete nut. And wow. So yeah, hopefully OP, if you're out there, I hope that by now you are divorced from this psychopath. How do I, a 24-year-old woman, keep up with my boyfriend, a 25-year-old male, financially? My boyfriend wants to buy a house together. He makes $100,000 per year. I'm a public high school teacher. I bring home $24,000 a year. He wants to split all the bills 50-50. He wants a $300,000 house with a $2,000 monthly mortgage. That means I would have to spend $1,000 monthly to contribute to half of the mortgage, and I need to contribute to half of whatever else utilities there are. I talked to him about more affordable housing, and he said he didn't want to go lower than $300,000 because he wanted something that looked nice. Right now, I make $2,000 per month, and I live paycheck to paycheck. How can I make this work? OP, I would recommend that there's no way you can do the 50. There's two ways of doing 50-50. You can split 50-50 in absolute terms, which is what you're talking about. Each person pays the same amount, or you can do 50-50 in relative terms, meaning you pay a weighted 50% amount based on how much money you make per year. Now, I'm terrible at math, but there's a way of calculating like what his contribution should be based on his salary of $100,000 a year versus yours. I guess he should basically pay 4 times as much as you. I think that's how it works. I've talked to couples. In my group of friends, there's some people who do it this way, and it seems to make people happy. So it's a way of making sure that both person is, in fact, contributing in a truly equitable way. You don't make this work. Your boyfriend is being unreasonable if he wants to split bills 50-50. He should find a partner who makes the same amount of money as him. Do not buy a house with this man. He clearly doesn't have a realistic understanding of finances, and you definitely don't want to legally and financially entangle yourself with someone who isn't financially literate, especially because as a low earner, you don't have the resources to pull yourself out of trouble if things go sideways. Yeah, if OP doesn't accept this idea of contributing what is reasonable for each of you based on how wealthy you are, then yeah, you just can't buy a house with this person. And he does sound quite unreasonable if that's not something he's willing to entertain. Don't buy a house with someone you're not married to. Yeah, I guess I missed that they're not married either. I don't know. I don't know much about how that works out. But I guess being married makes you guys more committed to one another and less. I don't know. I think that married people in this day and age have just as big a chance of falling apart as a unofficial relationship. But maybe I'm missing something about this comment. I'm not sure I see the connection with maybe for tax reasons it's better to be married to the co-owner of your home. Ask him to help you make a budget and see how long it takes him to understand this isn't possible on your current income. Hopefully you will both come together to a compromise of you paying between 20 to 35% of the bills. Good luck in this, OP. Financial incompatibility is a real struggle in relationships, and I hope y'all can make it out to the other side. I think that's one of the better comments. He phrased in a more clear manner what I was trying to get at. Honestly, sounds like he's setting you up for financial abuse. So wow, so we had to deal with the reproductive abuse, and now we're learning about financial abuse, which I guess is when I guess you can just take control of your partner's life if you call all the shots financially. That's rough. I can't believe people do that. You absolutely cannot make this work. He can't demand things are 50-50 when you're expected to pay for a lifestyle that is well beyond your means. And his refusal to live within your means while expecting you to afford the same lifestyle as his basically means he just wants you to subsidize his lifestyle at this point. This is not going to work. You should not be with this person, and the last thing you should do is buy a house with them. All right, well, those are some more extreme views, but I guess, I don't know. I don't know what to think. That seems like a little... I just don't understand how people on the internet can take a short excerpt, like a short story of someone's life, and think they know enough to make such a sweeping judgment about all these people's relationships. Yes, this comment could technically be true, but it's reading a lot into the situation. The OP's partner is probably just going to see the light and be like, oh yeah, I totally understand why, based on the budget, how this will not work. At least that's what I hope. Maybe I'm being too optimistic. And optimism is the name of the game here at Story Dude Productions, because we read a lot of weird stuff, and I really try to, give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't know why. I think that's important, but anyway, we'll catch you on the next story. It's been a pleasure to read and to comment with you, and take care until next time.